Did you know that we throw over 240 million slices of bread away on a daily basis in the US alone? Welcome back to Alexa's Ranch. I have a 5-day-old baguette bread here, and I want to inspire you today and show you how I make 3 different crouton versions of this old bread. So let's start with some Italian breadcrumbs. I'm only using dried herbs and spices in this recipe and some olive oil, and we will combine everything in a little bowl just to make sure that the breadcrumbs and the oil and the herbs and spices are nicely incorporated, and then we'll add them to a skillet. So our croutons are starting to take on a nice color, and you want to turn them around with one of these thin spatulas. It's easier than with like a wooden spoon or so. They're going to need about 6 minutes or so, 7 minutes. And when we're done with them, we're going to place them on a towel here, on one of those paper towels, just to have the excess of fat render off. So my next croutons that I'm going to show you is going to be with mushrooms and olive oil and thyme. And this would be like for a very earthy kind of salad. And the way I clean my mushrooms is I don't like to rinse them off with water. I just like to use a brush here, and then I just clean off the dirt like this. And I also use a paper towel and very carefully clean the mushroom, because mushrooms are very high in water content to begin with, and if I would place them underwater, and they would just soak up more water, and they would make my ingredient, whatever I place them into, soggy, and we don't want that. So okay, so here are the mushrooms that are releasing water. Can you see this right there? It suddenly got so dark in my kitchen. We have some major weather coming, but can you see this here, the water coming out of the mushroom there? Here we have some. So that's wonderful, because that's all water that we're not going to have in our croutons. And I always do this with every mushroom meal that I do, because it just, it's a little bit more work, but it helps me not have a soggy mushroom meal. So I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil now. And turn up the heat a little bit more again, because I turned it down. You got to be careful that your mushrooms don't, don't get too dark when you saute them, dry saute them. And I'm going to add a little bit of thyme here, dry thyme, just a bit, because the mushrooms and the thyme are both very overpowering flavors, can be if you use too much, and we want to make sure that we still taste the crouton taste and pay attention to the salad that we're using them for. So, and some salt and pepper. Okay, I'm going to have to put you down for the pepper. I can't do this with one hand, but you get the idea. So we're going to give this a few minutes now, and then I will take everything out, let it cool off, and then I will chop this down really, really small, and then we're going to combine that with our croutons. Okay, so now I'm going to place the mushrooms in my little bowl. and let them cool off. Hey guys, so I just got completely drenched. I had to go out and check on my boys. I have horses if you're new here, so I had to close a gate and it is just pouring out there. Let me show you how it looks. So let me show this to you. Oh, I should close my windows here. Not good. So I don't know where a little bit went. Bachi is in that shed over there. I don't know if you can see him. It comes so fast here, the weather in Florida. It's crazy. Anyway, let's go back to our mushrooms. Okay, so I'm going to take my mushrooms out with the spoon. And now I'm going to just cut them up into very, very small pieces. And I've placed my mushrooms back in my bowl here. Oops. To add a little bit more olive oil. And my croutons. Again, I'm using about a cup. And now I'm just going to incorporate everything. And like the other mushrooms, I will, not mushrooms, the other croutons, I will place them on a paper towel to remove the excess fat. And there you go. So the last croutons I want to inspire you today with is sort of Mexican inspired, I guess you can call it. I'm using like a taco seasoning. And I'm also using a butter that I made and showed you how to make it maybe 2 months ago or so. I'm going to put a link in the description below so you can see how I made that. This came out of my freezer. That's always nice and handy to have. And I'm going to add that to my olive oil, and it really spices up the croutons for the Mexican version. So let's get started. So I've placed the ingredients, the butter, the taco seasoning, and the olive oil here in my little bowl, and all I'm going to add now is my croutons. No salt and pepper because that's already incorporated in the butter. So here we are with my Mexican crouton version. And again, everything smells really good. Very different, of course, than the mushroom ones. You can smell a little bit of that spices hanging in the air and all the wonderful flavors from the taco seasoning that we know from that kitchen. It's wonderful. I love their cooking. So the storm is over. Let's quickly say hello to Little bit while the croutons are on the stove. Hey, Little bit, it's okay, honey. I'm sorry. Did Mommy scare you? Hey. Hi, sweetie. I just wanted to check on you. I know. It's okay. Here comes Bachi. So everyone is okay. The ranch is still standing, no branches down, which is good. We got a lot of big trees here, so you never know. Let's go back to our croutons before they burn. So that's it for tonight from Alexa's Ranch. I hope you got inspired with using, you know, leftover bread and what you can make with this. I wanted to show you we still have this much bread left, so we still could make one more different crouton or a bit more from the other one, but just so you have some sense of, you know, how a little piece of bread, I think it was about this long, was like half a baguette left, gets us so far and can bring us so much joy. So anyway, have a good night. I hope the sun is out wherever you are, and I will see you soon at Alexa's Ranch. Bye-bye. Bye.